rack. You're asked to avoid that area if you can.
Charged with murder, a Lawrence County man accused of stabbing someone multiple times.
Plus, the Omicron BA2 variant leading to a spike in COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations across the country. This as leaders debate over the need for masks, leading to confusion for millions of Americans.
And a beautiful way to end the work week. You're taking a live look above Decatur on this warm and sunny Friday evening. Thank you so much for joining us for WAAY 31 News at 6. I'm Marie Waxel.
And I'm Nicole Williams. You cannot ask for a much better Friday evening weather-wise, but will it stick around? Let's check in now with WAAY 31 Chief Meteorologist Kate McKenna.
She's in our Storm Tracker Weather Center monitoring what we can expect this weekend. Kate?
Well, believe it or not only was it beautiful today, we've got similar weather for Saturday and for Sunday. A few clouds tomorrow afternoon. That's it. No rain. Warm temperatures, they continue as well. 80 degrees right now in Huntsville. We dropped down to 77 in Decatur. Moulton at 84. Muscle Shoals now at 83. 81 in Fayetteville. 81 in Scottsboro. Gunnersville, we are still at 79. The WAAY 31 Storm Tracker early warning radar network shows that you don't have to worry about umbrellas for your Friday night plans or really at any point this weekend. This is perfect weather to sit on the patio, go for a walk, go for a jog. 68 degrees by 10 o'clock, so still verging on the side of warm, well past sunset. By tomorrow morning, temperatures, they're only dropping into the upper 50s. So as nice as it's going to be this weekend, that really is kind of the peak of this warming trend that we've been watching all week long. As we get into the beginning of next week, we got a cold front rolling through, brings us the chance for rain, maybe a few thunderstorms. Severe weather looks unlikely. I'm tracking all of this for you, though, coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Kate. A Lawrence County man is charged with murder tonight. According to court documents, this man, Earl Bates Jr., stabbed Anthony Hudson multiple times. It happened yesterday at a home on Horton Drive in Hillsboro. We're working to learn more about what led up to this stabbing. In Sheffield, police say this man, Kelvin Weekly, shot and killed Alexandra Robinson. Authorities found her with a bullet wound to her neck at the Blake Apartments last night. Weekly is charged with manslaughter. One man is in custody after a police chase in Huntsville this afternoon. Authorities say the man was driving a car and hit a fire hydrant. That's when he got out and ran from the scene. Officers then set up a perimeter and arrested the driver near Max Luther and Virginia Boulevard. Police found one gun inside the man's vehicle.
We're learning more now about a scare in a Morgan County school. The Danville High School SRO detained a disorderly woman with a gun. The Morgan County Sheriff says Elizabeth Eady was intoxicated. Eady was booked into a jail on charges of public intoxication and possession of a concealed handgun without a permit. Investigators say she was not associated with the school. And happening now, the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Office is conducting a criminal investigation at Lauderdale County High School in Rogersville. The sheriff said it involves an assault. We're working to learn more information. The Lauderdale County Board of Education released a statement saying, quote, it's aware of the allegations regarding an incident at Lauderdale County High School and is cooperating with local authorities.
Right now, there's confusion across the country. Some states are dropping COVID mask mandates while others are reinstating them. Plus, the Justice Department is appealing a federal judge's ruling for masks on public transportation. ABC's Rena Roy is in New York with more.
Overnight, health officials in Philadelphia voting to drop their indoor mask mandate just days after the rule went back into effect. The city of brotherly love, the first major U.S. city to reinstate its mask requirement, which sparked backlash. City officials now saying, quote, due to decreasing hospitalizations and a leveling of case counts there, they will strongly recommend masks indoors instead of requiring them. Meantime, in Los Angeles, a new mandate has gone into effect. City officials there say masks will be required on public transportation and inside airports. The Justice Department appealing a federal judge's ruling which overturned the travel mask mandate, creating confusion across the country.
Whether that is used now or is used later or in a future pandemic, it's essential that the CDC be able to retain this ability to do things that are going to keep Americans safe.
The judge's decision stays in place while the courts decide the case. Meantime, masks are no longer required on public transportation unless local officials say otherwise. In an interview with CBS, Dr. Anthony Fauci calling the judge's ruling disturbing, saying it potentially creates a dangerous precedent.
This is a public health matter. This is not a judicial matter.
In the past week, the new infection rate has gone up almost 33% nationwide. Hospitalizations also rising. Health experts saying several factors are likely causing this uptick. Masks coming off, few mitigation measures, and more variants circulating. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
The rate of COVID infection is increasing across Alabama. According to the state health department, Alabama's positivity rate jumped to 3.8%. We know nearly 740 people tested positive for the virus in the past week. There are also 60 coronavirus inpatients across the state.
New information on a mysterious virus. Health officials say it caused liver damage in 9 Alabama children. Right now, state health officials are checking to see if the cluster of adenovirus cases could be related to similar cases in parts of Europe. These 9 cases were detected as far back as November. No new cases have been recorded after an investigation in February. Dr. Karen Landers has a message for parents in the wake of these rare findings.
But as far as doing a routine screening or any routine testing for this particular situation in children, that is not something that we're recommending at this time.
Dr. Landers also says there's no connection to the illnesses and COVID-19.
The Land Trust of North Alabama is raising money to purchase land near downtown Huntsville. They want to expand the Chapman Mountain Nature Preserve. Right now, there's about 472 acres. That includes miles of trails for people on all levels. The goal is to help not only the people who take advantage of the preserve, but also all the little animals that live out there.
By acquiring this and preserving it, we can increase the number of trails, the miles of trails significantly, but we can also provide the animals that live here with an intact corridor to move back and forth through.
Time is running out. The trust needs to raise $370,000 by May 15th to purchase the land.
New at 6, during Autism Awareness Month, Way 31 is shining a positive light on families impacted by an autism diagnosis. For one Lauderdale County family, that diagnosis came twice.
Way 31's Olivia Schuler tells us that family's story and the trials and triumphs they've faced over the years.
So Alex is 4, Lincoln is 3.
Both of the boys have something in common.
They were both diagnosed at 20 months.
An autism diagnosis doesn't come easy to most parents. And for the Sheffields, it came not once, but twice.
Oh, I cried. I cried for a long time.
Alex had a cleft palate, but even after surgery at 15 months, he still wasn't talking.
When I had this concern and he called in a developmental specialist.
Diagnosing him with a severe level of autism.
He has 2 actually genetic mutations. They think that several children with that same mutation never speak. I never give up on him speaking.
When it came to be a year later, Sheffield began seeing similar patterns in Lincoln.
He is more high functioning than Alex is, but he's still higher on the spectrum, being a 3. He didn't start communicating verbally until he started school this year.
And over the years, it's been a journey full of ups and downs.
They give you this list of things that they think will help. One of the things they say helps is ABA therapy, 20 to 40 hours a week. And as a full-time working mom, that was devastating.
Putting her career as a certified medical assistant for pediatrics on pause to take care of her 2 sons with autism.
That was so scary because how am I going to take care of when he needs him work?
Moving part-time to focus on her kids, and she quickly realized ABA therapy was worth every second.
On both boys, they get 28 hours of ABA a week. Lincoln goes 2 days a week, Alex goes every day to school. We go to speech, OT, and PT 1 day a week.
Her biggest advice to other parents is early intervention. A mother's instinct is rarely wrong.
There's not a clinic in Alabama that has less than a year wait for testing. So the earlier you're referred, the better.
Her other advice, lean on your family and partner.
I do a lot, and it is hard, but without them, I would not be able to do it.
Even her 10-year-old stepping up to a pretty big plate to help his two brothers.
And one thing that's been I really didn't expect. What a good person it's made their older brother. He helps me with everything.
But at the end of the day, there's just one thing every parent wants.
To be happy. I just want them to be happy. I really do. I want them to achieve all their goals.
In Lauderdale County, Olivia Schuler, Way 31 News.
You can find all of our autism awareness stories for the month of April on our website. Just go to waytv.com.
Still ahead, more evidence of war crimes in Ukraine. Russia's master plan coming to light as satellite images show a chilling view of the human toll the war has taken.
Silence from a top GOP lawmaker as new evidence emerges from the day of the Capitol riot. His rebuke of then-President Trump caught on tape.
Still very warm, still very quiet, still great weather for your Friday evening plans. I'm tracking what's in store through the rest of the weekend and that next chance for rain coming up.
Coverage you can count on. You're watching Way 31 News with Dan Schaefer, Nakel Williams, Chief Meteorologist Kate McKenna, Sports Director Nolan Knight, and the Way 31 Storm Tracker Early Warning Radar Network.
New details. For the first time, the Russian army is admitting it wants to take full control of southern Ukraine and the Donbas region. Russia's strategy would connect Russia to Crimea, the peninsula that it annexed back in 2014. Nearly 60 days into the invasion, the Russian army has only managed partial control of southern Ukraine and the besieged city of Mariupol. Soldiers continue to hold a steel plant where as many as 1,000 civilians and soldiers are believed to be taking shelter.
Mariupol is the beating heart of Ukraine today. Our guys are outnumbered 10, 15 times.
Satellite images show what appear to be mass graves outside Mariupol. Ukrainian officials say it points to war crimes. They claim Russian forces dug up trenches and buried bodies.
Silence coming from House GOP leader Kevin McCarthy tonight. This comes after audio was released as part of a new book from New York Times reporters, where McCarthy tells fellow Republicans he has, quote, had it with former President Trump and planned to urge him to resign. Plus, additional audio appears to have McCarthy telling Republicans the former president shared with him that Trump bore some responsibility for the January 6th Capitol riot.
Weather coverage you can count on with Alabama's weather anchor of the year, Way 31's chief meteorologist Kate McKenna.
It's still a warm, lovely evening across North Alabama. 77 degrees right now, indicator reporting a clear sky. As you can see, that is the case in the background there on the Way 31 Thompson Roofing and Construction Skycam Network. Wind out of the southeast at 8 miles per hour in Huntsville. More of the same. We're at 80 degrees, south wind 9 miles per hour. Tons of sunshine. The Way 31 Storm Tracker early warning radar network shows really nothing across North Alabama. No surprise without any cloud cover. Of course, we don't have any rain. And as we go through tonight, we keep that clear sky. Temperatures mild, 61 degrees by 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. At the coolest, we're dropping into the upper 50s. A really great night to maybe, if you don't mind the pollen being inside, open the windows, give the AC a little bit of a break. Here's forecast tracker through the rest of tonight into 9 o'clock all the way through tomorrow morning. Now for Saturday, I do see a few clouds during the afternoon, but this data source continually shows a lot of cloud cover. I don't think we're going to be mostly cloudy. A few passing clouds, yes. Plenty of sunshine. Temperatures still well above average. And as we get into Sunday, there is more sunshine back in our forecast, more than what we've got tomorrow afternoon. And by Sunday afternoon, mostly sunny, really sunny from start to finish on Sunday. 85 degrees is your forecast high tomorrow. Southeast wind still 5 to 15 miles per hour with a few of those afternoon clouds. Now, if you do have some plans outdoors, the pollen is, I think, going to be an issue if you are an allergy sufferer. Tree pollen expected to be very high. Grass pollen expected to be high. Take the necessary precautions if you do need to spend some time outdoors, not only with the pollen side of things, but with the sunscreen. Today, we had a very high UV index. 20 minutes was all it took for a sunburn. It will be the same through the weekend. You are going to need the sunscreen if you have any outdoor plans for any length of time. The clouds start coming back in here, though, Monday, as does the rain. Here comes the rain with this cold front. There's not a lot of rain during the day Monday, but overnight into Tuesday with that frontal passage, that's when we have showers, maybe a few thunderstorms rolling through. I don't see any outlined risk for severe weather or anything like that at this point in time, so just plain old thunderstorms. And then as we get into Wednesday, we've got quiet weather back in place, but we've also got cooler weather back in place. Mid-80s again on Sunday. Monday, we'll still hit a high in the lower 80s. It's a 60% chance for showers and thunderstorms. But look at the drop. We are down into the upper 60s for highs on Tuesday. Our trash pandas are back at home next week, warming back up by the end of the week.
And coming up next in sports, a local star basketball player is going D1. Here from Butta Johnson when Way 31 returns.
And now, sports coverage you can count on with Sports Director Nolan Knight.
All right, welcome back into Way 31, everyone. Over at Grissom High School this morning, the Tigers held a signing day ceremony for 6'4" shooting guard Butta Johnson, who signed his national letter of intent to play at UAB. The future Blazer was incredible for the Tigers this past season, and to anyone following the Grissom program this past year, this probably isn't a surprise to you, as head coach Andy Kennedy was often in the stands checking out Johnson's play, and the senior knows just how impressive this accomplishment is.
It feels really good, coming from where I come from. A lot of people don't really make it into this position, or the ones who do make it and don't do so well. So being here, being able to do it with my family is really exciting.